Alright, let's dive into this UFC Fight Night card because, honestly, there are some matchups here that have me scratching my head in the best way possible. I mean, think about it, we've got a mix of rising contenders, seasoned veterans, and a few underdogs that could pull off something special. What makes this really interesting is how these fights are positioned to shake up their respective divisions, especially in the lightweight and strawweight categories. Personally, I think the lightweight bout between Mateusz Gamrot and Quillan Salkilld is the one to watch. Gamrot, from Poland, is coming in as the favorite, but Salkilld, the Aussie underdog, has this unpredictable style that could throw Gamrot off his game. What many people don't realize is that Gamrot's grappling-heavy approach might struggle against someone who's willing to stand and trade strikes. If you take a step back and think about it, this fight could be a turning point for both fighters. Either Gamrot solidifies his spot in the top 10, or Salkilld becomes the spoiler no one saw coming. Now, let's talk about Diego Ferreira versus Billy Quarantillo. On paper, Ferreira seems like the clear favorite, but Quarantillo's volume, striking, and durability make this a tougher fight than the odds suggest. In my opinion, Ferreira's tendency to fade in later rounds could play right into Quarantillo's hands. What this really suggests is that we might see a late stoppage or a decision that goes down to the wire. A detail I find fascinating is how both fighters have evolved over the past year. Ferreira's been working on his boxing, while Quarantillo's added more kicks to his arsenal. This raises a deeper question: who's adapted better, and will it be enough to secure the win? Moving to the featherweight bout, Darren Elkins versus Yadier del Valle is a classic striker versus grappler matchup. Elkins, the veteran, is known for his grinded-out style, but Del Valle's knockout power is no joke. What makes this intriguing is that Elkins has never been knocked out, and Del Valle's last 3 wins have come by KO. From my perspective, this fight hinges on whether Del Valle can keep it standing or if Elkins can drag him into deep waters. One thing that immediately stands out is the massive odds gap. Elkins is a plus 550 underdog. But here's the thing, Elkins has a history of pulling off upsets, and I wouldn't count him out just yet. Now, the women's strawweight bout between Amanda Lemos and Alexia Thainara is where things get really spicy. Lemos is the clear favorite, but Thainara's aggressive style could cause problems if Lemos isn't careful. Personally, I think this fight will come down to Lemos's ability to maintain distance and pick her shots. What's often misunderstood about Thainara is that she's not just a brawler, she's got a solid ground game too. If she can close the distance and take Lemos down, this could be a much closer fight than people expect. What this really suggests is that Lemos needs to stay disciplined, or she might find herself in hot water. Finally, the welterweight bout between Ray Goff and Ty Miller feels like a coin toss. Both fighters are relatively unproven at this level, but their styles couldn't be more different. Goff is a powerful striker, while Miller's more of a well-rounded fighter. In my opinion, this fight will come down to who can impose their game plan. If Goff can keep it standing, he's got the edge, but if Miller can take it to the ground, he could pull off the upset. What makes this really interesting is that both fighters have something to prove, and this could be their breakout moment. If you take a step back and think about it, this entire card is about momentum and opportunity. Every fighter here has something to gain, whether it's climbing the rankings, proving the doubters wrong, or just making a statement. Personally, I think we're in for some surprises, and that's what makes this sport so exciting. So, here's my closing thought: which fight do you think will steal the show? Let me know in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going.